Chinese newspaper, Global Times, should be taken seriously. This is because the newspaper is generally considered to be China's official mouthpiece. This is the same newspaper that not too long ago threatened India with a military operation. After the Doklam issue was resolved, the newspaper had said the Doklam settlement is China's victory, not only in the tactical game with India, but in its wider strategic battle with the US. Not only that, but the Global Times has often been critical of India for their lack of infrastructure, inequality, and poverty. The Chinese media is often disturbed whenever relationships between India and America get better. It understands that, unlike Australia, India is an independent power which will not throw itself into US arms, but it does want to restrain China. Perhaps that's why the Global Times wrote that China should strengthen relations with countries in its periphery so as to hedge against attempts at containment by the US. Since the last few days, in a surprising turn of events, the Chinese media has become softer and hopeful towards improvement in Sino-Indian ties. According to the Global Times, the West tends to misinterpret the Asian century as it believes it would be a China-centered century. But the late Chinese leader, Deng Xiaoping, articulated long ago that no genuine Asian century would come without the development of China, India, and other regional developing countries. In an article that was published a few days ago, it was also said that as the world's largest manufacturing powerhouse, China is India's best partner to improve infrastructure with high efficiency and low costs. If India holds an open and friendly attitude toward Chinese investment, China's manufacturing capability can inject an impetus into the Make in India initiative. The official state-run press agency of the People's Republic of China, Xinhua, reported that the film, yoga, and smartphone industries enhance China-India links. China and India are looking to improve their often strained relationship that has resulted from their history of border disputes and trade imbalances. In the second part of their informal summit, the leaders of the two countries discussed a wide variety of topics that included important issues such as trade and terrorism. This casual conversation allowed the leaders to express their concerns in a peaceful manner about contentious issues and figure out how they can improve their bilateral relations. The informal summit has caused an influx of attention towards Tamil Nadu, which is the location that is most visited by foreigners visiting India. Despite this newfound attention, questions still remain as to whether Indians are doing enough to attract tourists to their country. If not, then what measures can they take to enhance their country's appeal enough to make people want to visit? Tourists in China are currently experiencing a rise in their wealth, allowing them to provide various business opportunities throughout the world. Unfortunately, India has not benefited much from this. There were more than 1.4 million Indians entering China in 2018 and 250,000 in the other direction, almost negligible among the 140 million Chinese traveling abroad every year. The number of Chinese tourists to Nepal and Sri Lanka is together more than that to India. Perhaps that is why the government of India decided to further liberalize its e-visa policy for Chinese nationals from the perspective of fees and duration. The leaders of the two nations have met more than 17 times in different settings in the past 5 years. It remains to be seen how the Indian Prime Minister plans to improve trade relations and increase the rate of Indian tourism, but it is clear that his meeting with President Xi Jinping is a step in the right direction. See you again.